What's up, guys? So between Bay Park, testing in Taupo and Hamptons, I don't have a lot of things to do to this car. Got a few things, but they'll take not even a couple of days. So, as you can see, everything's up on stands at the moment. Even Crawler, I think he's taking that down to Matsuri next weekend, so that'll be pretty cool. But what that means is I've got actually a bit of time on my hands. So what better to do than get on to another little project that I've got going on, and that is something I've been sitting on for quite a while. I actually had it before I had this, because what it is another S14. And now I actually picked this car up before I got that one, because that was going to be the comp car. I bought that, had started doing a little bit of stuff to it, but then this other one popped up. And the main reason I went with this one, you know it's because it had a sunroof. No sunroof. So, and this one was actually a lot more complete. It had headlights, the front end. That one didn't actually have any front end on it. You can see I've just put a front bumper, and these are just lenses and stuff like that on there. So that's why we went with that one, is because it was going to be easier in the long run. But I held on to this one, and this one's actually a running car. So it's got a sweet SR20 in there. A few little cool things like an alloy radiator and stuff. Somebody's botched the wiring, which I'll have to tidy up. But like I said, this is actually a running car. So bloody... Ugh. How cool is that? Now the plan is basically to copy Crawler. So we are going to plus T that bad boy, all the bolt-ons, all that stuff, and I've basically just been walking back and forth this last day, just getting ideas in that and making sure what we're going to do. So I mean, like, that thing runs a GT 2871 turbo, Chinese turbo, so that's what we'll end up slapping on here. You can see I actually went and bought an intercooler kit already. It was cheap. I'm actually probably only going to take the intercooler, to be honest, because the rest of the pipes and stuff, like I say, because I want to flip it around like this, run piping and stuff up through there. The kit itself probably isn't much good, but I'll get somebody to make up some new pipes. Then yeah, some basics. Obviously I'll run a low mount manifold, cheap turbo, intercooler, upgrade the injectors, and then I'll probably just run a Nidge-Tune ECU. So that'll be the turbo side. Steering, I've got to do all the steering to it. So probably what I'm going to do this weekend is pull the cross member out, pull the lower arms out, bring the cross member, the steering rack slightly forward, and lengthen the lower arms. Then I'm probably just going to run the GK Tech roll center spaces that go in there, rather than modifying the knuckle. I'm going to try those. And then yeah, that's probably steering wise. And then as you can see, I've picked up a set of rear guards, because I'd actually started already to reshape these rear arches, so I needed some over fenders. So I picked these up pretty cheap off a local guy here, David. Cheers to him for those. And then yeah, plan is to run all the factory kit, no side skirts or anything, and run it as low as possible. I'm probably going to cage the inside. I'm probably going to buy a kit and just weld it in myself. See if I can get it homologated. If I can, then sweet. If not, at least I can take passengers and stuff at all the fun days. And then yeah, so this is going to be the toy. I'm actually going to be super lazy with mounting these rear guards. I bought some of these like self-tapping screws, and I'm just going to put one on every... Somebody's drilled way too many holes in these guards, so I'm just going to put one in all where the guards are supposed to have one, and then that'll do. Every time. Boom, mounted. Now we stand back and appreciate our handiwork. Yeah. On to the next. Next up, I'm going to try and mount this intercooler, or that intercooler, which is going to go right there, because if we take a look at crawler, his is tucked nicely under this, that there. Just means I'm going to have to cut this stuff out, but that's alright. See, we're going to cut that out and that side out, which means that'll have to come out too, but yeah. Super lazy, couldn't even bother taking this cable out, so I kind of just worked around it and cut it out. So now the intercooler has to go in there, I guess. Should probably try and get rid of some of those sharp edges. That'll do. I'm probably a Tory, so I'm just going to leave it with like 2 bolts, none at the bottom. Alright, it's Sunday now. I actually got not a lot more done yesterday. A few small things in that, but yeah, I'm actually at a bit of a standstill, so I'm not doing a lot today either. But I just thought I'd show you some. If you didn't notice yesterday, it already had a fun stick set up in it. So that's easy, that's good to go. Ra has kindly donated us a drift steering wheel. That'll be a lot better. Obviously I've got to move that battery because I'll run a passenger seat. That'll have to go. Tidy all this stuff up. That'll be better. I've put another bonnet on it. It's a lot straighter bonnet. So again, that kindly came from my man Ra. Actually the original bonnet off Crawler. And then yeah, I don't know if you would have noticed yesterday, but it's got a set of basically brand new BCs in it, which is the original BCs that I was running in that car before I went to the three-way adjustable stuff. So it's got some good springs in it. And then I actually changed my mind on what I'm doing with the steering. So instead of pulling the cross member out, pulling the lower arms out and modifying all that stuff, I actually happen to find at home a whole bunch of these GK Tech offset rack spacers. So I've got a bunch of them there, and then what that means is that I don't have to modify that. I'm not a big fan of those. I always have them come loose and stuff like that, but I'm just going to run them anyway because then it saves me modifying the cross member and buying spacers. They're already right there, so that solves that. And then as for the lower arms, the roll center correction spacers actually space the knuckle out 25mm anyway, which I was going to put a 30mm extension in the lower arm. So I'm just going to run that knuckle, the knuckle roll center spacer and those, and that'll basically be it for the steering. Work out what rack ends I need, but yeah. And then see how that works. That should work alright for a pretty basic setup, so yeah. And then as for the diff, I pulled the diffs out yesterday, or the diff, sorry, which was this one. I wanted to check what ratio it was. Now it's a 4:1, and I actually really want to run a 4:3 at least in this. I had a spare one, as you can see, but unfortunately that one's a 4:1 as well, so not ideal. I really want something, obviously make the gears really short, not much power, want that as short as possible. So actually I'll show you guys how to, I'll rip this back plate off and I'll show you guys how to check the ratio properly. So if we pull the backing plate off and you look at your crown wheel here, you'll find two numbers on it. In this case it is 49 and 12, which refers to 49 teeth on the crown, 12 on the pinion gear. And what you do is you divide those two numbers. So you divide 49 by 12. So if you grab a calculator, and then we go 49 divided by 12, 4.08, which is pretty much 4.1. And now both those diffs were exactly the same, 49 and 12. So until I get some more stuff in, I'm actually a bit stuck with this now. I'm really excited to get it going. Like, it seems to be all kinds of fun, this sort of low powered stuff, and not using much tires and just go and have a blast in them. So can't wait to get it done. But for now, back on the back burner. I'll try and get some more stuff in this week, but it'll only be minor stuff. And then, so it'll be a little while till this goes again. For now, probably back to the comp car. I've got to pull the water pump and stuff out of that. It got a bit noisy. Don't know if you can hear that, but that doesn't sound good. So I'll pull that out, and then yeah. If you stayed this long, cheers for watching, guys. I'll try and keep you updated and do all the build progress on this one. And yeah, until next time.